This video has been a long time coming. Let me start off by saying, if you don't know already, I'm a huge fan of Disney. I remember the first time I experienced Disney World. My parents took me when I was 4 years old.
Who's your favorite person?
Ever since then, I've just absolutely loved it. There was a point where whenever we'd come back from vacation, I would always love to watch the videos when we were there because it took me back to that moment, which when I was 4 years old, I knew this. And I didn't know it at the time, but it was basically vlogging. My mom always ran the camera, and then she kind of narrated it while it happened, and I didn't really know what it was. So whenever I had her film, I'd always be like, make sure you talk. Like, make sure you say what's happening. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it until I just watched this back, but I guess I got my vlogging from my mom.
It is Tuesday morning, and we're getting ready to go find the, whoops, press the wrong button. Getting ready to go find the tram to go to the Contemporary Resort to have a character breakfast. It's a beautiful morning. Tyler, wave to me. Okay.
So this is incredible. Like I've always been obsessed with these memories that we built by going to Disney, and I guess that almost is what kind of inspired the project, because as I got older, I kind of took over and I started filming a little bit when we were there, and yeah, like that's just what we do, like for like family vacations and stuff, and that really kind of like, I guess those were some of my first vlogs now that I'm actually saying it out loud.
What are you doing? Who are you? Bum Shack. Who's Bum Shack? Hey, what are you waiting for? Toy Story what? Toy Story Parade. Are you having a good time?
What's weird is I've always thought that I would kind of grow out of it because, you know, like my friends kind of grew out of it, or they were never in it in the first place. And I just thought, man, maybe it's a kid thing. And then I kind of grew up and I just learned to love it even more and more, and in different ways. As some of you guys know, I was currently in school to pursue a career in 3D animation, such as Pixar and DreamWorks and stuff like that, just because I've always watched those movies and I've always loved them, no matter what age I was. Whether I was in high school or preschool, I've just been fascinated with drawings that come to life. And as some of you guys know, I've always loved to draw and I've always loved to create artwork.
What is that?
It's an autograph book, so I can draw.
It's an autograph book.
I can draw it like.
What do they do with it?
This also stemmed from being a young child and watching these movies and like just being inspired overall by that. Side note, I actually kind of got Haley hooked onto the Disney chain like I have been my entire life, which is great because we'll be together forever. So let's start out with our day at Disneyland. This is the first time we were ever at Disneyland. We've actually been to Disney World, Disneyland in Paris, which I don't know that you guys even know yet. I haven't released that video, so that was when we were in Europe. We went to Disneyland Paris, nuts. This was our first time in LA, and what was really cool about VidCon was they had a VidCon day, and where we were staying at the Hilton at the convention center, Disneyland was literally right across the street. So we thought. Well, actually it was right across the street, but we just had a really tough time finding it. I think we like walked the perimeter, and then it took like an hour to get to the park, which it probably should have just been like that. So I think we actually went in like a side way, which was weird. We went through like the Grand California Hotel or whatever, the resort that they have there. And let me say this, the resorts that they have at Disney are amusement parks in themselves. A few months ago at Playlist, on our last night there, we really wanted to go to Disney World, but obviously we weren't going to go. We were headed back from downtown Disney from eating dinner, and we were like, hey, let's go check out some resorts. So that's what we're going to do. All it's going to do is make us depressed. It's like 10 o'clock and our flight leaves at 5. We need to pack up and meet people. But
It's okay.
it's whatever. Pretend we're at Disney. We're living the Disney dream. So we did that, and we actually made a night of it. We went to like 3 different resorts. That video will be linked below if you didn't see that. That was like a really fun video. And anyways, yeah, the hotel at Disneyland is just amazing. So then we finally make it into the park.
Yeah, we need music. That's where the full experience is.
Yeah. For the last like week and a half, the whole crew and everybody was kind of like hanging out. This was the day after VidCon, so then everybody kind of just split up and did their own things. It was really nice. It was really like relaxing and kind of cool to have some alone time, even though we love our friends so much. So like I said, this was our first time to Disneyland in California, and we were kind of surprised. Yeah, big total letdown.
Yeah, why?
As most of you know, Disney World has this giant castle, Cinderella's castle. It's huge, it's big, and iconic. Paris, it has, I think, it's Sleeping Beauty's castle as well. She has 2, Paris and California. The one in Paris was pretty big too. It wasn't as big as Disney World, but it's pretty prominent. And then you got to California, and it's just like, it's like a little baby thing, which is cool because like I always knew it was like that, but it's a lot smaller than I expected. So then once you go to Disney, you got to do all the classics.
The simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be found off my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, which Space Mountain we waited an hour and a half, which was just very long. What I think is cool about like being at 3 different parks is that no matter which one you're at, they're all similar, but they're actually different too. Like each ride is different. Like Pirates of the Caribbean in Florida is different than the one that's in Paris, which is different than the one that's in California. They're all 3 like different rides, while at the same time they're the same ride. They have like the same storyline and stuff, but like the sets are kind of different, and the way that they like present it is different. And it's really cool because it keeps it fresh, and it makes it feel like it's like a brand new thing that you've never done before. So when we go to these parks, there's some things that are like exclusive to the different ones. So in LA, they have this submarine thing where it used to be like a part of like the original Disneyland park. Don't quote me on this, but I think I heard this somewhere that they actually like shut it down or something. It was just kind of like sitting there, and people just looked at it, and it wasn't actually like functionable. After Finding Nemo, they built it back up and made it a Finding Nemo ride. So basically what you do, you go into this submarine, right? It's this cool little thing where you sit in, and then everybody has their own little porthole that you look out, and it takes you like on this like underwater ride thing where it like shows you like some like the stuff from Finding Nemo and just underwater stuff, and it's cool. You know, I think, yeah, all the stuff is like totally fake, but it just like looks sweet. Another thing that we always do is the Buzz Lightyear ride. Alright. When I was 7, we went back to Disney World. I just realized I made it seem like we've been there like so much. I've only been there like a few times in my life. Actually more this year than probably I have my entire life. When I was 7, we went, and I thought I was so cool. Like I didn't need to go on Buzz Lightyear. That's baby stuff. I was 7. So then like the last day, my dad got me to ride the Buzz Lightyear ride. Instantly turned into my favorite ride, and we still ride it to this day. So much fun. Because it's basically like a game. Like you shoot these little targets and you get a score. Fantastic. Alright, what's this? Level 4? Okay. Level 4. I beat you. I beat you though.
It's been an honor serving with you.
Space Scout.
Yeah, Space Cadet.
Another thing that I think is so cool is how they keep the parks. It's really almost kind of timeless. Like they change with the times, but at the same time, it's the same as when you were a kid and exactly how you remember it. I found out that they have this light parade. This weird light parade that I remember from when I was 4 years old, we watch like the same one, but it's just updated like with like the characters and stuff, and obviously new lights versus the lights that they had back in the 90s. And I just think that's so cool because that really like, it takes you back. Honestly, it makes you feel like you're a kid again, even though you're not. I don't know if that's weird, but it does it for me. For you, maybe not. That's fine. And this time in particular, it was pretty cool. We got recognized a couple times for our proposal video. We were standing in Indiana Jones, a line one of these times, and then some girls were like behind us and they were like, hey, were you guys the ones in the proposal video or whatever? And then some kid came up to us while we like got ice cream or something.
Hi, not to be rude, but you like ice cream?
And it's just really nice. Like honestly, like it's the coolest thing when people like ask, because I'm the kind of person who would kind of just be like, eh. But we really like it when people like ask and like approach us. So if you ever see us in public, please come up. We're just as excited to see you. And in Disney fashion, it's the perfect ending to a perfect day with like a ridiculous fireworks show. Then they actually even added snow to the fireworks show. After that, it took like a half hour, but we walked around the park because everybody was trying to go this way, and we're trying to go that way. Got on It's a Small World, a classic, but previously I've been on it, but I never really understood like what was so cool about it. I knew it was a classic, but I feel like one time is enough. This is not the case for Haley. We actually rode it in Paris, and it was her favorite ride. And it still is to this day her favorite ride, and we make it a point to go on it every single time. Actually, what's funny is I broke my tooth on a lollipop just like that 3 years ago, but that story is for a different time. To top it all off, we ended the night with a monorail ride. The only way to do it right in Disney is renting out your own private monorail. Just me and you.
It could all be ours.
It could all be ours. Around the whole parks, I guess. Yeah, it's always just like really cool. Now I'm not just a fan of the Disney parks, even though honestly it is probably one of my most favorite places to go in the whole world. I think the reason I like it so much is just because of the memories that I have there that we've had with our family, and that I've been lucky enough to kind of like start to share with Haley. It's so cool because we have those memories there, and they'll always be there. They're like preserved. It's like watching a video. It's a step up from pictures. You see a picture and there's all these memories. You watch a video and then there's even more memories because you can actually like kind of relive the moment. And then going to these places and actually like going on the things that you used to, you actually get to relive it. It's the most, I guess it's nostalgic. I don't know. It just like, we just get so excited, and the way that the company's set up is just top notch, just the best of the best. The people there, like everyone who works there are the nicest people, and they go out of their way to make your experience just absolutely incredible. As I got older, I got super interested in actually Walt, like behind all of the story and everything. Walt is just an interesting man. It's cool because he's from the Midwest, represent. Seeing how he basically came from nothing into what he created and what still thrives today is the best company on earth. It's amazing. And there's people who hate corporate America and stuff like that, but honestly, it's just like I really admire their company, and I think it's just amazing what they do. So honestly, that was the perfect end to our VidCon experience. We didn't plan on going. It was a last minute thing. We were like, we have to go. And we're really glad that we did. I just got a bunch of random footage, and I hope this came together as well as I hoped it would. We're really grateful for all the experiences that we have been able to have, and that we will continue to get. I actually have a lot of these home movies saved on my computer, which I might just like upload for the full from when I was younger, or I might package them like this. I'm not sure really. So that was our day at Disneyland.
Ready? Yeah. Put your hat on. Put your hat on.
It's your ear.
Your ear is stuck.
Esther, she's all too. Tell her who else you saw.
I don't know. Put your cap.
The Mad Hatter.
Tyler. Tyler. Little baby ducks over there. Look in the bushes. Over in the bushes. Watch us right now. What? No.